TDC Insurance is your go-to insurance company for all your insurance needs. We take pride in offering you the best solutions and ensuring our customers are fully satisfied. TDC Insurance, we take good care of you, guaranteeing you peace of mind. You're always safe with us.
This Christmas, add postpaid for a festive win-win. We're gifting you a 50-inch smart TV or a $400 Amazon gift card. When you add a Flow postpaid mobile plan to your home internet, you can celebrate the most wonderful time of the year with a big screen or big shopping. Let us upsize your TV or clear your Amazon cart. Either way, you come out on top. Add postpaid to internet today for your festive win-win. Visit discoverflow.co for more info. Terms and conditions apply.
Good morning and good morning. Welcome to today's edition of Island Tea. It's just about 5 minutes after the hour of 8 in our studios. Just to remind you, if you're listening to us on radio, we are on your FM dial at 98.9. We're being simulcast on TVC Channel 40, Facebook, and YouTube. Just to remind you of our numbers, if you wish to bring something pressing to the fore or join in on the conversation. In the UK, it's 033344 0065. In the US, as usual, I always remind you we have two numbers, 1718-285-6984 or 1-305-921-4619 or our local number 466-0989. Good morning, Quint. How are you doing today? It's great to be back in studio.
I'm fine. I'm trying to begin to get back used to seeing you, you know.
Oh. Sorry, I had a long, tough week last week, but I made it. And to all those folks who were wondering, I didn't go anywhere. I just had to do something for my other work that was pressing, but I'm here. Good morning, Skeeter. Good morning, Gwinnett. Good morning, Cleo. Good morning, Kathleen. Good morning, Auntie Katie. Good morning to all of our regular listeners. Too numerous to mention. Good morning. As I looked at the news, I see we have a lot of problems. All over the world is just problems. In the Caribbean, I just saw a little article here on Facebook from Ground Level Media, and it reads as follows. PM welcomes U.S. Marines as region braces for Operation Southern Spear. It says, in a dramatic show of force, hundreds of U.S. Marines from the 22nd MEU have begun joint combat drills with the TNT Defense Force, just as the USS Gerald R. Ford, the world's largest warship, storms into the Caribbean Sea under the newly launched Operation Southern Spear. Prime Minister Kamala Persad Besesser insisted the exercises are vital to counter the region's escalating narco-crime threat, rejecting accusations that the deployment is a disguised pressure move against Venezuela. She framed the drills as an urgent upgrade to TNT's intelligence, readiness, and regional security posture, warning that criminal networks require modernized and strengthened force capability. But the timing is impossible to ignore. The Ford's arrival placed full U.S. carrier strike power mere hours from Venezuela's coastlines, and Washington's largest Caribbean deployment in years now runs parallel to TNT's training schedule. Despite assurances of regional cooperation, defense analysts warn that the exercises signal a tightening U.S. security ring around South America, and TNT has placed itself directly inside it. So that's just a bit of what is happening over there. We see tensions are rising. We see the people of Venezuela is ready to defend. I saw other articles, as I said, there's a lot going on social media. I don't know if it's true or not. They said Maduro said he's gonna resign so that things can happen peacefully, but I'm sure that's not true, because knowing the individual that he is, I think he's one of those gentlemen that will fight for the end, knowing that he has to defend himself and his country against what is being said about and against him and his country on a whole. So, Quint, I know this is something that's going on in the Caribbean. I don't know what our leaders are going to do to stop the firepower. I saw a Democratic, is it a senator? Yeah, he was talking about it. He was basically saying when you see all those things get somewhere, that's basically all out war.
Yeah,
because they're just deploying things that go to war.
Mrs. Prasad must think that we are a bunch of fools, that we can, it just defies logic. You bring the number one biggest aircraft carrier in our region, and next thing you tell us that it's to train your soldiers so that you can deal with crime, drug crime.
Let me tell you, a lot is...
Honestly, though, our leaders in the Caribbean, all they can do, which they should do, is put their voices together and say, we don't want this. Let the U.S. do what it wants. But make sure that the U.S. understands, as weak as you think we are, there's a whole world of people and a whole globe, and they see how you do things in this modern era. And one of these days, it's going to come to haunt you. You cannot go around and continue to think that you can just use willpower to push what you call a democracy. We are fast becoming to the realization that your democracy is a dictatorship. It has always been. So continue. Hello, caller.
It has always been. So continue. Hello, caller. It has always.
Hello?
Calling, good
ahead.
morning, you're live on
Hello?
Island T.
Yes, good morning. So sorry about that. Sorry about that. Yes, good morning to everybody. Greetings once more in the name of Jesus Christ, the only Savior of sinners from the sins and from hell, through faith only, in the gospel only, and the second person of the eternal Trinity. Now, let me say, we need to become a republic and get out the British Commonwealth, and the quicker the better, at least in one aspect. Now, also, well, this thing you're talking about Trump and Venezuela, like I said before, we all know what Trump is doing is wrong. We all know. But you see, not only, like I said, not only do they want the oil, which I believe is the biggest factor, but I believe a second factor as well is that Trump wants a war with Venezuela, Russia, China, and even with Nigeria as a distraction from the Epstein file release issue that is to be voted on. Now, you see this government shutdown that they had? What a lot of people miss from concerning this government shutdown that they had was that Trump did not want that shutdown to end. Because once Congress came back and started working again, there was a woman, I don't remember if she was a Democrat, I think she's a Republican, who needed confirmation who needed some kind of confirmation, a confirmation to the Congress. And she said that once she's confirmed and that's all stuff and the vote come up, she's going to vote for the Epstein files to be released. And Trump did not want that. So Trump did not want Congress to combat Trump did not want the government to stop being shut down. Okay? I do not know. Maybe the Democrats giving in. Maybe that was for them a strategy, so that the government would be open, the woman would be confirmed, and they could get the vote to release the Epstein file. You see, they already released emails concerning Trump association with this Epstein issue, which has gone very bad for Trump, as well as other Democrats that were mentioning it. So there are different factors concerning this war thing and this government shutdown thing. Now, secondly, Quint, the gentleman that you had on Friday, I find, especially with the last callers, starting with Manners, he did not answer those questions that was put to him. It seems that he runs from controversial or difficult questions.
Yeah,
well, for example,
I guess I guess that is because he's a business person, so.
Well, I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah, so business people, you've got to be cautious, Business and politics and controversial issues do not mix.
Right, because you might need certain deals from the government, like holiday, like tax holiday and other deals and so from the government. So yes.
But even apart from that, remember your customers are on both sides, and
yes.
they would decide to, okay, well, if that is your stance, I'm not going to patronize you. So I understand where that is why I try to be rather mild with him, because I understand, and I'm not going to push him to compromise himself.
Yeah, but I think, Quint, if you're going on radio and podcast shows also to deal with issues, if you know you are scared, if you know you can't deal with some things, don't go on. Leave that for people who are brave enough to talk their mind. No matter the issue.
I would tend to agree. Maybe he seems he wants to come on a Friday, and it seems he wants to speak about more mild issues, so we'll see how it plays out.
He should let that known. Yeah, he should say, people, I can't deal with these controversial issues. I'm going to deal with the mild issues, maybe like music, maybe entertainment, maybe some things in my life, that sort of stuff.
So
at least let your listeners know that.
We'll find a way to deal with it if it's an ongoing thing. I'll make sure that when the hard questions are asked, I kind of try to shield him from them and maybe make a bigger input from my part, because I don't pick any sides, so I'm not afraid of where my views would come. All I've got to do is be cognizant that I am working here at WinFM, so I've got to make sure at the same time I protect their integrity. But so any opinion I express, even if it's mine, I still have got to be kind of guarded,
Yeah, but I think programs like Voices, Island Tea, are for all kind of issues, including the hard issues. And if you ain't up to the hard issues, I don't think these are the programs for you to be hosting. That's my opinion. Just give my opinion.
Yeah.
Quint, let me ask you a question, because I had a conversation with a gentleman over the weekend and Saturday, really. And he told me, before Dr. Simmons left the government, at least certain portions of Port Zante had belonged to the government, because he told me that Dr. Simmons had paid off, I think, metal and whatever he named it. And at least certain parts of Port Zante had belonged to the government. But how he was speaking as though the whole of Port Zante, but that sounded a bit far-fetched to me, and I'm saying maybe at least certain portions of Port Zante had belonged to the government before Dr. Simmons got into government. And when Dr. Douglas got into government, he sold those portions to foreigners. Is there any truth? Well, let me use the word allege.
Well, I'm not in a position to, I don't know much about that. So, and I make sure I don't express on anything that I'm not of favor with. I've heard a lot of things, but I can't say yea or nay on either side, so I'd rather leave that alone until maybe somewhere in the future someone who is more aware can, elaborate on that.
Maybe if McMahon Collie ain't know anything about it, maybe he could ask Sylvie and Henry or somebody who knows about those things. And I use the word alleged concerning the whole thing. Lastly, let me say this. I know I listened to some videos of clips of videos with Timothy Harris speaking concerning the conference.
Yes.
And he said some stuff, but one of the stuff them, and I've heard the complaint, and it's been on this program, people said it before. He spoke about the very, in spite of all the good things, he spoke about the very terrible condition at the JNF hospital and how people are scared when the family also go there because of how horrible it is. And while he spoke about the problems, the solutions, I don't think enough. I think once anything is run by government, they always give you substandard, inferior services, products, and so on. You want the best, you have to privatize. And not only you have to privatize, government have to, at the very least, be continually minimizing taxation so things could be made so that everything could be made a lot affordable even to the poorest among us, and cut back and eliminate continually a lot of their spending.
Well,
so that we won't have all these expense on the hands.
In terms of Mr. Timothy Harris, even when he was in, there were complaints about the deplorable conditions in the hospital. So my point is, no matter whatever government is in, when they are in opposition, they criticize. When they get in, it is up to them. It is up to them to make conditions better, so that in the future we don't keep hearing governments come and government go and speaking on the same thing. In terms of government not being run properly, government could be run properly, but it doesn't run properly because governments, individuals who make up the governments, they try to curry favor. They try to get people into, for instance, let me show you an example. Let's say you have WinFM and government is over WinFM. A friend calls a minister in government and says, I have a young daughter here and she needs a job, right? The minister doesn't stop and think, okay, well, WinFM has X amount of persons and it might need 2 individuals, but it needs 2 individuals who have a particular skill. He doesn't think that, he says, oh man, send her. And he calls up the manager for WinFM. Mine, I'm being hypothetical here. And he calls up the manager and he says, I'm going to send a young lady your way. The manager finds himself between a rock and a hard place because he's employed by the government. He can't say no. He might hang up the phone and say to his staff, these damn people just keep sending people who don't have the skill and I want to run, but he can't say that open. Next thing you know, tomorrow, another minister from another district calls and says, I want to send a boy there. Next thing you know, WinFM has 10 extra people working there. None of them are really skilled in the facet that the 2 skill position that WinFM wants. And so WinFM is spending money unnecessarily. And that is what happens with almost every government office. Governments need to say, you call me and you say, I have a daughter so and so and so. Here's what I might say to you. I would say, oh, okay, what skill does she have? And so. Send her to to a permanent secretary. Let her have an interview, because I know that in WinFM they have 2 positions. If she has a certain level of skill, perhaps she can be an understudy to eventually fit the place. If not, then I would advise you to see if you can get her employed somewhere else. But politicians don't do that. They don't seem to have the guts to run businesses the way they're supposed to be run.
Quint, let me say this. Since the 1980s, this is during Pam time, I've been hearing negative complaints about the hospitals, the workers, and that sort of stuff since back in 1980. So this is nothing new. But what I'm saying is that because government does not work in the context of market forces, competitive forces, among the reasons, there are other reasons, among the reasons why government, including government making political football of everything, these are some of the reasons why you just get the inferior and substandard
and I'm agreeing
services
with
and
you.
products from government.
And I'm agreeing with you. That's why I use one example. Another example,
Yes.
you have you come into government all over Bastia. You have all kind of properties owned by government. Instead, government make a few investments and do some refurbishing and put people in there. I'm going to use myself as an example. Hortensia is my friend. She just went to the bank. She got a loan. She built a building, and I want to help her. And so I say to her, well, Hortensia, let me rent there. So, but also I'm looking at putting a little X amount of money in my pocket too, because I'm going to make sure that I skim some of what she pays, And these are the things, everywhere you turn it, it's glaring in our face, and governments come and governments go, and they do the same thing. They don't look. Look, government could run 100 times better than it is if government take work serious and an economy serious and understand that the bottom line is that you want to enhance your GDP.
But Quint, if you do not have any pressure on you to operate better, and if you do not have any incentive to operate better, then you're not, most likely and more often than not, you're not going to operate better.
But I hear you, but I kind of disagree.
Competition is what we really
look, Greg, I hear you, but I kind of disagree with you. That is why I always say it comes down to the morals and the principles of the individual. If I'm put into a job, it goes with my principles and my morals. I don't think I need people to tell me, Quint, this is what you're supposed to do. I was running in opposition. I saw some of the problems. I felt when I get in, I would change them. And that is what I should do. I should work with my cabinet, my other colleagues, to make things better.
Yeah, but Quint,
go ahead. Hortensia wants to come in. Wait. Hortensia wants to come in.
Even with government and private, we see that government still, in some cases, they don't pull up their socks, as we would say. The private maintains some form of hierarchy because they know people are not going to pay for crap.
Yeah.
Because people can't afford to pay, they normally end up still at the government. But the government never levels up to the private. So you can never say you have a choice.
Yeah.
Let me go support my government because at a certain age you still have to pay.
Yeah.
Or go to the private. And we see most of the people that have money, they end up in the private but for the people that don't have, they must go to the government. And government still doesn't improve.
Yeah, we agree.
But
that is what we're saying. That is what we're saying. Yeah,
But
go ahead.
Let me also say this. What a lot of people also miss is that because of their load of power and so government have accrued, given unto themselves, more often than not, government attracts the worst kind of characters in society to
That
be
is
in it.
true.
Now, could they have their
That is
degrees, they
true.
have their jackets, they
It-
have ties, that
It's
sort of
true.
stuff.
It's true.
Yes,
It's true.
that's another reason why
A perfect
you
example.
don't get the best from government.
A perfect example of that is Trump. Look
Yeah.
at all of the individuals who he surrounds.
Yeah, 'cause
Majority
he
of
pick
them.
people who will say yes to everything.
Yeah,
Well,
and he
well,
picks
Quint-
people.
Quint-
He picks people who have questionable character, maybe because he knows he can pull their strings or whatever. I don't know.
But I think a lot of people are attracted to government positions because they're not really held accountable. They're not micromanaged. They're not really
And they love
scrutinized.
the
They can
power.
do whatever they can do without being
And
feeling.
they want the power.
But even for those that don't have power,
I
Greg,
kind of disagree with you. I hear what you're saying, and to some extent you're right. But I'm going to use myself as an example. when I, as a young man, got employed in the civil service in the 80s, I didn't go in there thinking I wanted an easy way out or anything like that. I went in thinking I have a skill, I want to apply my skill to this job, and so and so. But here's what happens. Not with me, but with some individuals, if their ethics and so forth aren't strong, they go in with that intention, but then when they see how it plays out, they just shrug their shoulder and say, okay, well, if this is the way it goes, I'm getting a salary, so yeah.
Yeah, but I was mostly speaking about the higher ups in government, like government ministers, cabinet ministers, and all that stuff. Because the amount of power government has accrued unto itself and gotten to itself, it more often than that, much more often than that, attract the worst elements of society. And market these worst elements, they have the degrees, they have the this, they have the that. But as far as their character and ethics and that sort of stuff are concerned, such is not there. Such is absent from them because they have no scruples, in spite of how quote unquote intelligent and academically qualified they are. By the way, you don't even have to go to Trump in America. We have more than enough examples down here, even in the Federation.
You see how you like to defend that man up there?
No. What he's been saying is true. I'm not saying it's true. I'm saying he don't even have to go that far.
I get you, but
I'm going to say this. We're going to have to break soon because we have the police is already here. But I'm going to say this. I agree with you, Greg, to the extent that let me see what I was thinking. Yes, here's why I agree with you that governments tend to attract certain individuals. To me, it seems as even when they're campaigning, the people who they pick to be part of their party, they already know on what side they stand. So when they get elected, they already know whether they have really people of good character or they have crooks with them. It seems to me they've already vetted them. So this is why when they get into government, all of them carry the same thing. You don't hear, like for instance, in the older days, you would find let me use Sam Conda as an example. You will find in the older days, Sam Conda might not like an issue, and he's not going to say it in Parliament, but he's going to say it somewhere in the public, so that his colleagues know. He's either going to say it when they have private conference, or he's going to say it and put it in the public domain, right? But these now, it seems as if their stance is, well, whatever, we're going to go just as long as we get our money at the end of the month, and so forth. So that is my belief. I could be 100% wrong, but I think
there's a lot of merit and correctness in what you said. And lastly, let me quickly say this. This is why, like I said, every day as I go more and more in the Bible knowledge, I admire the Bible teachings and wisdom, because I see all of these things and I see how the negative is being played out under God's judgment as we continue to live in disobedience to the Bible. Jesus Christ is the Lord of Lords and the King of Kings, and He's over all and the Creator of all. Thank you very much. God bless you all.
Okay, we'll take a break now, and we'll be right back.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
This Christmas, add postpaid for a festive win-win. We're gifting you a 50-inch smart TV or a $400 Amazon gift card. When you add a Flow postpaid mobile plan to your home internet, you can celebrate the most wonderful time of the year with a big screen or big shopping. Let us upsize your TV or clear your Amazon cart. Either way, you come out on top. Add postpaid to internet today for your festive win-win. Visit discoverflow.co for more info. Terms and conditions apply.
Mommy, are you writing to Santa too?
You have Santa. I have CIBC Caribbean. CIBC has sweetened the season, so you can bring your holiday dreams to life and wrap a new home or land with incredible cashback deals. Plus, your approved loan gives you a chance to win up to US $5,000. Apply now at www.cibccaribbean.com/sweeten the season. Terms and conditions apply.
Embrace the mix.
Campari red passion, full action, this is red passion. Embrace the mix, add Campari, make it turn and twist. Add your chaser in your drink. Campari red passion, make the nicest mix. Campari.
Campari Red Passion. Embrace the mix. Must be 18 years or older to drink. Drink responsibly.
Welcome back to Island Tea. Just about 34 minutes after the hour of 8. We have the lovely, our favorite, all of those good things. We know we love her from directing the traffic excellently in the center of Bastia and wherever she is. We have the lovely Donna Lee in studio with us this morning. Good morning and welcome back. How are you doing today?
Good morning, Katense. I am fine, thank you. Thanks for asking. And yourself?
I am doing okay.
I missed you last week.
I know, busy week, but I'm back. Happy
I understand.
To be back. Yeah.
Great. So we want to go to God in grace. We come before you, Heavenly Father, with grateful and thankful hearts. We thank you, dear God, for allowing us another day to say thank you. We thank you, dear God, for blessed awakening. Thank you for friends. We thank you for family. We thank you, dear God, that we can come this morning just to speak to the nation. We listen. They listen to us. We listen to them, and we together we can build a better nation. And dear God, as we go through our daily chores today, our daily duties, whatever our situation might be, dear God, today, may you just be our guiding light. May you just stand before us. May you walk in front of us and continue to guide us. These mercies we ask in your name and no other name. Amen. Miss Cartensia, good morning again, and I am happy to be in the studio this morning. I am by myself this morning because of situation that I cannot control. However, this morning, Miss Cartensia, before we go into speaking to the derelict vehicles, I will speak a little of the photo radar, not much. Just want to continue to educate the general public, and for persons to still be mindful that the photo radar, they're still in operation, and that they're operational 24 hours a day. It doesn't matter what time of the day of the week. They are, wherever they are placed, they are working. And so we must not put in the back of our heads that they can see at midnight, or they can see us at 1 o'clock in the morning.
They're working.
Right, they're working, okay? And we want to continue to educate the general public where the photo radar is concerned. In that I mean persons still have to obey the 20 miles per hour and 40 miles per hour law that we have in place, but bearing in mind you don't have to crawl, you don't have to operate in a vehicle like you're walking. You still can drive at a reasonable pace to get to where you want to go. And now I can no longer leave Keon at 7:45 and get to work for 8 o'clock, because persons are, and I understand the behavioral change, and I understand because persons just don't want to put themselves in a position where they are caught on the camera. Yep. So we still have to be respectful when it comes to persons who want to operate that way. Persons are still speeding, we're still having accidents, persons still not being mindful, persons just want to do and will continue to do what they have to do, and so will the photo radars. You do what you have to do, and the photo radar will do what they have to do. We have been issuing tickets to persons, and the general public on a whole, persons have been very responsive persons. Some persons would operate how they would want to operate, and so we still want persons to understand that we are still working. I want to relate to the busmen in particular, those on the West Line. Those persons who are driving the motor omnibuses, you have to remember that you are driving people and not potatoes, and you're not driving a bag of yams, and so you still have to respect the persons that are on the buses. A lot of our tickets are for buses, and it's amazing because the photo camera picks you up when you're going. It still picks you up when you're coming back, which means then that there is no regard. You're not even saying, okay, well, I am going to drive slow going down and drive fast coming up. It is picking you up. Same bus, going and coming. And so persons, busmen have to, and then they're saying that, and I like the fact that the photo radar is not the police officer holding a gun at you, because in those instances, persons used to say, oh, like me, he have something with me. He just always want to stop me. Well, the photo radar, he know who you be. He don't know you from nowhere. The photo radar is just working. Okay, so we have to do what we have to do and be mindful. And those tickets not coming easy. And when I say that, they're costly. They're $350 upwards. And so $350 can do a lot of grocery shopping. You understand? And can do so many things. So we have to be very mindful. Some time ago, Sergeant Maguire and myself was on the radio, and someone would have called in and said, I'm not sure if it was this radio program or if it was ZIZ, and the person would have said, we're taking money out of the pocket and putting it in the government pocket. And Maguire's response was, we are not taking money out of your pocket. You're taking money out of your own pocket, because if you do what you're supposed to do, then nobody can take the money out of your pocket.
Exactly.
And so that is it for me when it comes to the photo radar. Let us just be mindful, be cautious in driving. Remember, it is not about trying to put any money in the government's pocket. We are just trying to save lives. That is all we are trying to do. Now, Ms. Cortensia, persons are still, I want to for a brief moment speak to derelict and broken down vehicles. And the reason why I want to speak briefly on that this morning is because persons are still not understanding what happens when their vehicle is off the road, whether it is broken down or whether it is a derelict vehicle. Now, October of 2024, our policies would have changed when we would have applied a new section to our VRS, our Vehicle and Road Traffic System, in that we would have added insurances and inspection agencies to our system, so they are now a part of. And so when that changed, there were a few changes to the system, and one of the changes that they would have added to the system was that of broken down vehicles. Times gone by, Cortensia, vehicles used to be broken down, and you would just come to the traffic department when you're ready. Some persons would say to us that the vehicle is broken down, but it was neither here or there. And the reason why I say that is because there was no charge whether or not you would have informed us that your vehicle was down. There was no charges. So whether or not you said to us your vehicle was down or you didn't say to us your vehicle was down, whenever you were ready for your vehicle to be on the road, the only thing that used to happen is that sometimes you would lose your number. Once a year would have passed. But now, once your vehicle is off the road and you don't inform us, there is a penalty. And so persons are still not understanding what happens when it comes to that. So I just want to just enlighten and educate the general public for just a brief moment. Now, whenever you have a vehicle that is off the road, and let me explain what I mean when I say off the road. Cotton say your vehicle ends with an 8. Let's say your vehicle is 2008. It means then that you would have your vehicle would license from August of 2025 to August of 2026. Now, during that period, you have already licensed your vehicles, you have already have your sticker for 2026. Now, sometime in October, your vehicle started giving you some problems, and so you had to be off of the road. Now your vehicle is still licensed, so it is off the road because it's missing a part. Now, for some persons, they will not want to come to the traffic department to let us know that their vehicle is off the road because it ends with an 8, and they're already licensed until August of 2026. Now, the reason why we are encouraging persons to come and inform us anyway is because that part might take longer than August of 2026. Could be financial reasons. You may not be in a position to buy the part. The part may be expensive, or you may have to replace your engine. And so in these cases, your vehicle may not be up and running by August of 2026. It may be ready. Your mechanic might say to you, "Oh, Ms. Cartensia, your vehicle will be ready in January of 2027. Now that is way past August of 2026. It means then that September, October, November, December, January, 5 months, your vehicle will not be functioning, and it is past the licensing period. If you do not inform us that your vehicle is off the road, you have to pay your taxes for those 5 months when the vehicle was off the road. It means then, whether or not, all I'm trying to encourage the general public to do, whether or not your vehicle is licensed or not, it's always good to take the precautionary measures of informing the traffic department, whether you're going to bring in a letter, you're going to come in and put your name in the off-road book, or you're going to come and fill a form, because you never know when your vehicle is going to come back on the road. Now, let's take an instance where the same vehicle, it ends with an 8. You're already licensed up until August of 2026. Now, you might just have a small minor problem. Maybe you're one of those persons who cannot drive without an AC. And so your AC might be giving a problem, but all the AC need is some gas. But we know how expensive that is. But in some cases, you tell yourself, well, I really want my vehicle, and I will have to find the money to use the gas to get in the AC. Your vehicle went down in September of 2025, but it is licensed. But you tell yourself, I can't go along with my vehicle off the road, and in 2 months you get your vehicle up. Now, you know the minor problem the vehicle had. If you don't want to inform us about that, that is fine. Because you already know that the vehicle is going to be back on the road in 2 months. So it's okay not to tell us. But if you are not sure, if you have major problems, major difficulties, then you have to inform us.
But the fact that the vehicle is licensed, because it's not expired, it's not like you're looking for the vehicle every day on the road. Why should I still come and tell you that my vehicle is now?
Because we are trying to safeguard you just in event. It is not that we will take back your number or anything, but we want you to be on the safe side, so that just in the event that your vehicle does not come back on the road in the time span, that you don't have to pay any monies to the treasury because your vehicle is off the road. And that is the main purpose. Just because, and like I said when I started, before it was not a problem. You could have, it was no issue. You could have, you didn't have to, or you have to. But now, because of the payment that has to be made, for example, let's take these trucks, for example, to license a truck is $3,000. That depends on the weight of the truck. Now, if you have to license a truck for $3,000 and your truck is off the road for a year or 2 years, you didn't inform us. You know, you have to pay 3,000 times 2 or 3,000 times 3. So there is where we're saying we're trying to safeguard you, because if you inform us, then you only would have to pay your 3,000. You don't have to worry about the extra because you've already informed us. We have a document, or we have the information here to say, well, Cartensia vehicle was off the road for 2 years, and so we write something to Inland Revenue saying that your vehicle was off the road for 2 or 3 years. And so that is the main reason. Now, some persons would come to department, go to Inland Revenue, and make a big fuss, a big riot in some cases, being disrespectful in some cases as well. And so we ask the general public just to be kind. If you know for a fact that you did not inform the traffic department about your vehicle being off the road, please do not go to the Inland Revenue Department and make a fuss or make any contention. In the same breath, whenever you come to the traffic department and you're buying a vehicle from someone, please to find out from the individual you're purchasing that vehicle from whether or not the vehicle is licensed. Because some persons very well know that the vehicle have not been on the road for 2 years, they did not inform traffic department, and they sell somebody that vehicle knowing fully well there are backup charges. Now, when a vehicle gets into an accident, traffic department is maybe 65% aware the vehicle is off the road. So if your vehicle gets into an accident and you did not inform us, fine, that's not a problem. Because we can always go into our records, recognize that your vehicle is off the road, and in those regards, we can always apply the waiver. And so for those instances, you do not necessarily have to inform us. But sometimes it is good that you would just alert us in these cases. And this does not apply to private vehicles, motor omnibuses, taxis as well, GTs, all these vehicles, all vehicles that has an engine. You must inform the traffic department whether or not that vehicle is roadworthy. Now, some persons may come to the department and say, "Officer, I don't want the vehicle for anything. I just want the vehicle in my name because I am out of my name. I'm selling it to someone else for parts." Now, that becomes a different situation. Go ahead.
You're live on Traffic Talk.
Good morning. Good morning to everyone.
Good morning.
Yes. Just to, it's taking you a little back off track, but it was what you started with. I think all officers can agree with the fact that most of our citizens are law-abiding, right? They don't set out to frustrate or challenge the police or our laws. We recognize that both are indispensable. Both the police and our laws are indispensable to a functioning society. The police themselves do not set out to be punitive or to punish citizens and spite them or collect as much as they could, as much revenue they could for government. Okay, they have stated time and time again that the aim is to effect behavioral change, right, in a positive way. Okay, and that's often seen in the fact that even when they issue tickets, sometimes they give the offenders chances. How they did that, we don't know. I mean, they look at the offender and say, well, he really can't afford the 350 right now. Or the offender might be particularly too pretty to fine or something like that. But I'm thinking that we could take the subjectivity out of it now that we have this new technology. Okay? They can, for instance, I'm sure there's a database of all drivers. They can use this new technology, the photo radar, to dovetail with that and do not find people on a first offense. In other words, you warn them if they're a first offender. Okay, you could just check the database and see, right? And they do that in the justice system now anyway. You know, if you're a first-time offender, you're dealt with more leniently and that sort of thing. I think that would go a long way towards better relations with the police and the community. I think it's a win-win for everybody because it would take the subjectivity out of it. It would, I think the public would be more accepting of the the new photo radar, knowing that, well, they get off the first time, but not again. Okay? And so it will be a win-win for everybody, I think. Right? I don't know what the officers think, if that could be implemented, and now that we have the technology to do it. Okay, then.
Thank you very much, Carl. I really appreciate your coming in on the program and bringing that to the table. However, I must remind you that they would have done something similar with the first set of photo radar tickets that would have come out. They would have scrapped all of those the very first time. However, dealing with the photo radar and the ticket issue, it's a very tedious it's a very tedious procedure, and so it may seem easy to persons who are not directly dealing with it. I will take your comment and your suggestions back to the persons who are responsible and share with them what you would have shared with me. Now, and I will not stay here and disagree with what you would have said, because like you said, changes can be made. We are all now moving into a different age of time, and so we are moving into a more technology, and so into moving forward, we must have certain things in place. And so your suggestion is well taken, and I would make sure to relate to the persons who are responsible and see if there is something that can be done where the photo reader, what your suggestion would have suggested. Thank you very much, Carla. Now, I was reading a text that someone would have sent, and someone was asking about the
traffic?
The
meeting that
the
we were
meeting,
supposed
right.
to have.
There's supposed to be a town hall meeting, I think, that the person was asking. I am not familiar with that information, and so if there was a promise to the general public of a town hall meeting where that is concerned, it is already past the end of October. And that is what they said, that it should have been by the end of October. And so maybe like everyone else, maybe they would have forgotten, or they are still working on it. But in all fairness to the general public, something should have been said. So that again too, I will take back to my superiors as to what happens to the meeting that was supposed to be held. Someone was asking the question again about how do you inform the traffic department about when your vehicle is off road. And I would have said earlier, maybe the person did not tune in at that time, but there are 3 ways that you can inform the traffic department of your broken down vehicles. One, you can bring a letter to the traffic department informing us giving us the information via letter. We would stamp and sign that letter, take that into our possession and keep it in our files, so that when you're ready to come back on the road, the document is already been in place. 2, there is a form that is at the traffic department. You can come to the traffic department and you can take that form with you, and a photocopy maybe you can share with others when they have broken down vehicles. Each form is for one vehicle. So if you have multiple vehicles, each form takes their own vehicle. And the 3rd way that you can inform the traffic department about your broken down vehicles is that there is a register at the traffic department. You come in and we put in the information and you sign. There is a date to say because remember that when we are giving you the waiver that you're going to get starts from when we get the information, not from when, for example, Cartense, if your vehicle is off the road for a year before you come into us, that year will not be taken into consideration. If your vehicle is off the road the 1st of January 2024 and you come into us the 1st of January 2025, that is when the waiver starts. So we have to be mindful of these.
So we have to pay for that?
You have to pay for that, yes. So we have to be mindful. You would get the year off as opposed to the 2 years that you should actually get. And like I was saying earlier, once your vehicle gets into an accident, we are a lot of the time, not all of the time, because some persons do not report accidents. So you cannot not report an accident, your vehicle is off the road for a period of time and then come to the traffic department for a waiver because we don't have the information, so you don't have anything to work with. Okay? Curtency, I see it's 9 o'clock and we are almost out of time. I just want to encourage the general public to continue to drive.
Can we, before we close up, can we touch the last question? What are the plans for the traffic control in the vicinity of the newly opened Church's Chicken?
Oh yes, sorry about I would have read that as well. Okay. That is in the Frigate Bay area. It is also a part of, traffic department manages their own district, because Frigate Bay is a district that has an outpost, and so there are police officers there who would man the traffic. However, the entire traffic plan, management plan for the federation that is under the umbrella of the traffic department, I will be lying if I stay here and say that I know of a plan that is in place for that. But now that the person would have brought the information to the table, that is something that we would have to address, because on Friday, was it Friday was the opening? Or Thursday? Friday. Okay, so Friday was the opening, and I knew that it was a traffic mess because persons would have called, and some of our officers had to go over and assist the Frigate Bay officers into bringing some sort of order to what was happening there. And so that's another area where we have to pay some attention. But I would believe that the traffic was like that because it's the first one. We don't think it's people how we operate when something new comes into the place. Everybody wants to be a part of, and so that was one of the situations, right? And then we don't like to walk. We want to park right where we want to go. And then another thing, we don't carpool enough, and so sometimes we need to take all of these things into consideration. Once we do that, things can be a little, it may not solve the entire problem, but it can go a long way. And so these are the things that we need to take into consideration when we recognize the challenges that we have when we have obstruction of road traffic. We cannot do the traffic without you, the general public, because you are part of our ears, you are part of our eyes. And so sometimes when we don't see and we don't know, we rely on you. And so whenever you have your concerns and whenever you have questions and your criticisms, bring them forward, because we accept, because that is how we will continue to go and to improve on our traffic system in the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. Thank you very much for listening to our program. It's always a pleasure to be here. Have yourself a great week.
Thank you.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
The right time, right ride, right now at Horsefoot's Automotive. Buy now or reserve for VAT discount days, Friday, December 12th and Saturday, December 20th, and get our lowest rates ever. Plus, enjoy up to $17,000 on select models. No VAT and no down payment. Drive away with finance with Horsefoots and get free bill of sale, free servicing for 12 months, free registration, free tinting, and even free groceries or gas for 3 months. Because the right time is here for the right vehicle with the right deal right now. Visit Horsefoots Automotive right now. Drive smart. Drive Horsefoots. Terms and conditions apply.
Better
Mom, the Christmas cookies are ready. Leave them right here under the tree for...
For Santa or for CIBC Caribbean? 'Tis the season for dreams to come true. Whether it's a house, land, vehicle, or upgrading your home, CIBC Caribbean can support your dreams with the financing you need. Enjoy incredible cashback deals with mortgages and land loans. Plus, your approved loan gives you a chance to win up to US $5,000. Apply now at www.cibccaribbean.com/sweeten the season. Terms and conditions apply.
And we are back on Island Tea, and at 9:15 we will have the Rotary Club of St. Kitts in studio to tell us about their 2025 Carnival Car Rally. And remember, now is a good time to unite for good. There are lots of prizes to be won. There's a nice cash prize. I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to leave that for them to say. But I'm going to let you tell your friends to tell the next friend to tune in, as there will be giveaways for participants. You'll have costumes from Ultra XS, Extreme, and Red Devils. So tell a friend to tune in at 9:15 when the Rotary Club of St. Kitts will be on to give you a full synopsis or a synopsis of the Carnival Car Rally for 2025. Caller, good morning. You're live on Island Tea.
Hi, good morning again. Just continuing that conversation, I'm a bit surprised that the IT people would not be able to implement such a system in the traffic department easily. To me, it was just a matter of collating or merging two databases. They could even set up a point system like how it's done elsewhere to determine when you're actually fined or punished for breaking the traffic laws. But anyway, what happened on that frigate at the Frigate Bay when they opened the chicken place? Yeah, it was predictable.
Mm-hmm.
But that is what happens when people don't listen. That place was not supposed to be there in the first place because it was a residential area. Okay, and it's really now a nuisance. Yes, it probably will subside, but it will continue to be a nuisance at times for the residents in the area. It's there, can be done. Nothing can be done about it. Well, I shouldn't say nothing can be done about it. I was wondering if another exit can be made at the roundabout to go down to the plaza. Don't close off the entry where the residents are, and have an entry from the roundabout itself. It would require bridging the gut there.
Oh,
but the owners of the
plaza.
Yeah, but the owners of the plaza have deep pockets. They can afford to do it, right? And that raises the other point too about the other project that they're doing opposite the
taxi stand.
Taxi stand. Yes, I am almost certain that is breaking setback laws, just like the one at the roundabout to go on the Peninsula Road is. That one is about to do the same thing. And it may exacerbate the drainage problem on that road as well, right? But again, right, don't listen, right? And government here, actually I find for a Labour government, these people seem to just, yes, it's true that the Attorney General said that they're pro-business, but they just seem to listen to the moneyed people, right? Because I'm sure that the technical people in the planning, in the Development Control and Planning Board, know better, and they were probably overruled, you know. But that's just the way it is. But it's really unfortunate when things like these happen, especially when they are predictable and could have been avoided. And now we have to look at different solutions now to deal with the problem that they created in the first place. Okay, then.
All right. Thank you for your observation. And we also, I would like to inform the general public, if you don't know, well, the Federation, I should say, we need to pray for Barbados. They've had some flooding. Quint, I don't know if you're aware. They're still missing a gentleman, an elderly gentleman. His house was in the pathway of the waters. A lot of cars have been engulfed by water. Some have been swept away. Some are still where they're supposed to be. So we just need to pray for the folks over there in Barbados. I said a lot is happening around the world and in our regional waters, so we just have to remember to pray for those.
Yeah.
Over there in Barbados. Do we have a caller?
I think so.
Caller, good morning. You're live on Island T.
Hi, good morning, Potencia. Good morning, Quint.
Good morning.
Good day.
Yes, some community housekeeping. Three observations. The so-called agro strip that is there is becoming unsightly eyesore, the way how the garbage has been built up. And my alma mater, the Tucker Clark Primary School, the paddock, the playing field next to it, especially on the Bay Road. There are two exit or entrances that are without gates.
Okay.
I recall growing up, there was one, a Mills, Teacher Mills, Suswin Mills. You might be familiar with that name. His son died as a result of playing in the paddock and running after a ball. Ended up over in the Bay Road and got killed by a vehicle that was passing by. Not intended, but it happened. And for the likes of me, so many of us frequent that area, and it has been overlooked. It is not being reported to the general public that a children's playing field like that should have gates to it. And so those two areas, I think there's a third one, but those two areas.
I also saw something about the Berkeley Memorial Clock. I think it's a taxi driver's voice that I can hear in the background. I think that was the same person talking about the trees sometime earlier in this month that were cut down, where I know most of the elderly shaded and some taxi drivers shaded as well. So that's the next community thing I wanted to speak about, because Christmas is coming, everybody's coming home. Persons are going to want to take pictures, and we want our pictures to reflect something good. And the fact that
the ambience, the aesthetic, the ambience of the town, with so few trees in the town.
Yeah, almost
concrete
all those trees.
Jungle-like, you know.
Oh boy.
How the trees gonna really absorb some of the, all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So these are things that and Mr. McMahon touched on it.
Mm-hmm.
Things that we are being put to the challenge because of negligence. And I did drove down there with the opening of that establishment in Frigate Bay.
Mm-hmm.
And there are more that are going to be coming on board as we develop. But we were warned not to be overdeveloped like St. Martin and elsewhere. We were warned about it. And so these are the challenges. Apart from the traffic, these are the challenges that we are confronted with, and it's a challenge. But I want to appeal to the relevant authorities to get the gates back on that playing field. The young lives, potential leaders attend the Tucker Clark Primary School, and they do go and they do their PE. And so we need some gates back on those. It's 4 gates, I think, but at least the 2 on the Bay Road. On the Bay Road.
Okay.
Thanks for listening.
Thank you for your observations. All right. Okay, as I mentioned the clock, so as the voice of the person said, governments come, government goes, and it's the same thing. So if we can invest in at least painting the clock for the Christmas and try on working on restoring it to its working position, that would be good. Good morning, caller. You're live on Island T.
Good morning. I'm calling in reference to the responses given by the traffic officer. Item 1. With regards to the traffic issue, the answer was most inadequate. Telling me about a traffic management plan island-wide, or telling me that the traffic matters in that area are controlled by the Frigate Bay police outpost, mean absolutely nothing to the average motorist. Traffic management plan may not come into being for the next 27 years. The question is, what are the plans to control the traffic entering and exiting that residential street into a commercial development? I noticed last week I saw a traffic warden standing there giving signs. I'm going to post a traffic warden at busy times at that junction. What are the plans? As Mr. McMahon said earlier, it did not take anyone with road engineering background. It simply took people with common sense to tell the authorities that that was going to happen.
France did not see what is happening in West Africa.
Sorry about that, caller. Go ahead.
Secondly, with regards to the registration of vehicles that have not that are not being used, we don't need 3 methods of reporting. We need a single method of reporting, a form to be filled out. Nothing else should be valid. You should be able to go online and access that form, complete the form, and either send it in electronically or take it to the police department. Or when you get to the police department, you complete the form. There should not be an option about writing a letter, because one person may write a letter telling them about their cousin in St. Thomas who owns a car and their grandmother in Puerto Rico who is sending the money to look after the car, which they don't care about. Mm-hmm. Keep things simple. A form. Okay. Fill out the form, make the form accessible online, turn in the form. Nothing else should matter. I would underscore what Mr. McMahon said about the suggestion regarding the giving of a moratorium on first offences. If no one in the traffic department can do this, find a 13-year-old who can write the program. When a registration of a certain vehicle comes up, and it's the first one, it automatically sends out a letter to the owner saying this infringement was made and you are being forgiven on the first offense. Automatically, anything after that, you get your ticket. Telling me that it's a tedious way to manage the whole thing suggests to me right from the start that, yet again, this thing has been implemented without proper forward planning about its execution. Mm-hmm. Have a pleasant day.
Thank you, caller, for your observation. I'll be sure to relay it to the officers, just in case if they were not listening at this time. And so, okay. Okay, no problem. All right, no problem. Okay, we're going to take a short break. We'll be right back.
Found the South 98.9.
The right time, right ride, right now at Horsefoot's Automotive. Buy now or reserve for VAT discount days, Friday, December 12th and Saturday, December 20th, and get our lowest rates ever. Plus, enjoy up to $17,000 on select models. No VAT and no down payment. Drive away with finance with Horsefoots and get free bill of sale, free servicing for 12 months, free registration, free tinting, and even free groceries or gas for 3 months. Because the right time is here for the right vehicle with the right deal right now. Visit Horsefoots Automotive right now. Drive smart. Drive Horsefoots. Terms and conditions apply.
on Saturday, November 22nd, 2025.
It's the Rotary Club of St. Kitts Carnival Car Rally. Fun, prizes, and community spirit collide. Starting at Frigate Bay Lawn at 9:30 a.m., ending with a mouth-watering barbecue and car show at Rotary House, Portland from 12 p.m.
Win up to $5,000 in cash and carnival costumes packages.
All registered teams get gift bags from Goldmine Jewelry Store.
Check out new rides from CNC, TDC, and SL Horsford.
With financing from Republic Bank, CIBC Caribbean, the Bank of Nevis, SKCCU, TDC Financial Services, and insurance from TDC Insurance.
Party with DJ Taro and DJ Smudge with sunset ticket giveaways.
So grab your crew, decorate your ride, and hit the road for a cause. Team registration, $250. Barbecue, $25 per meal. Be there to win.
And we are back on Island Tea, just about 20 minutes after the hour of 9. And as promised, we have with us in studio this morning Mrs. Carrie-Ann Amrit. Good morning and welcome to the studio. And you just heard the advert. Remember, I told you before, there are prizes to be won, including costumes. So we will begin the discussion. So good morning and welcome in the studio.
Good morning, Constantia. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm a big fan of Island Tea.
Oh, thank you.
It's nice to meet you in person and see you doing your craft. You and Quinn.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
All right. So when will this rally be?
This Saturday, November 22nd, starting registration starts at 9:30 at the Frigate Bay Lawn, St. Kitts, followed by a barbecue from 12 o'clock at Fortlands, opposite the Fort Thomas Hotel at the Rotary House. So we would love everyone to come out and register for the rally, but if you're not registered for the car rally, you can still join us at the barbecue.
Okay. Now, you said the registration is at the event, but can we register before if we want to just make sure that because you have to be in it to win the prizes that I announced earlier. Well, I didn't tell him about the big money prize. I just told him there was a nice big money prize. I just expounded on the costumes. So is there anywhere else we can go to register? And is that registration open at this moment?
It is very much open. Thanks for that wonderful question. You can register at https:/events.jad.cash /Carnival Car Rally 25/.
All right.
Would you like to repeat it? You
Sure.
might do a better job than me.
You did a good job, man. But it's https://events.jad.cash /Carnival Car Rally 25 / So go and register now. I see you mentioned teams. How many persons have to be on these teams?
Any number. So you could have a team of one person.
Okay.
But which makes it a little harder.
Yeah.
Or you could have a maximum how many. But there's a catch.
Mm-hmm.
The bigger the team, the more share in the prize. So the grand cash prize is $5,000. So if you have 50 persons, you can work out the maths. If you have 4 persons, it's a nice
it's a nice cut.
Yeah, nice cut.
Okay.
So there's no limit. Of course, just adhere to all the traffic regulations. I don't know, you would have had traffic talk earlier.
Yes.
So, just adhere to whatever vehicle you're using. Make sure you keep within all the traffic laws and regulations, but there's absolutely no minimum, no maximum.
Okay. And the cost for the teams?
$250.
So you see,
so it's per team and not per person.
Okay.
And each team, from the time you register, you don't win. You get a free gift bag from Gold Mine Jewelry Store.
Oh, nice.
Filled with goodies.
For the entire team. So don't come with a team of 50. You think you have enough things in there
No.
for 50? Okay, so four could work.
So the key is to, as I said, register, those that you think will help you. It's a scavenger hunt, so you're going to get some clues and some ideas, and you'll go around the island. 2, we encourage companies to participate.
Okay.
It's a good team building exercise, a bonding experience for families and friends. So if you want to just grab your cousin, grab your best friend, grab your friends, acquaintances, is a good way to bond and gel. Also, but for companies, it's a good way to advertise. For $250, you could decorate your car in whatever your
I was just going to talk about that, so you read my mind. In whatever company logo you have.
Exactly.
Oh. So the decoration of the car, what exactly are you looking for? Because can I win if I decorate my car in a specific way?
No, so
Okay.
it's creativity.
Okay.
Think out of the box. Years past, we have had like persons who dressed up as pirates and decorated the car to look like a pirate or a pirate ship.
Okay.
Just give you an idea. But what I'm saying, you could think outside the box. It's just all about creativity, whatever you wish.
Yes.
And just to say, since Thursday, since we've been advertising this, we actually have another sponsor that came on board. So we have another prize. So for the best decorated vehicle, you now get 2 costumes from Excess, Juve, and it is the sold out section. So they have reserved 2 of those costumes from the sold out section. So you have a chance, if you didn't get into that section, to actually win that costume. And they've promised that if you bought another costume or even that costume, they will refund you.
Oh, look at that.
So
you definitely have to be in it to win it.
Yeah, but that's not the new sponsor. So the new sponsor, part of that package, you could get a Day 2 Luxe costume package and a Day 2 Ultra costume package. So for best decorated car, 2 excess Juve costume packages from sold out section, or basically if you bought already, you get a refund on the one you have, and two Carnival Day costumes. So you have one from Luxe, one from Ultra, both Day 2 packages.
Oh, nice.
Also, best dressed team, you get 2 Red Devils costumes and 2 Extreme Juve costumes.
Oh, wow. Do we have a caller? Okay, I thought I heard somebody. Wow. So what happens on the scavenger hunt, and how far around the island will we be going on this hunt?
Well, I'm not in charge of that, so I can't give you any
Okay,
hints.
all right.
No clues.
All right.
But it's the entire island.
Okay.
That's what I'll tell you.
Okay.
And it will be a lot of fun. All participants from before, quite a bit of them are joining, can't wait and registering in time again for this. This event that has been going on for many years. There was a hiatus, but we started back a couple of years ago. So it's around the island. Again, it's who reach back in time. There's no time limit, but with the most clues. And of course, the team that reached first with the most clues is the team that would win.
Okay.
But it doesn't stop there. So at the barbecue now, from 12 o'clock, we're going to have DJ Terra and DJ Smudge, who again are sponsors, who donated their time and services, along with sound system from DAS, the Asylum Sound System, which was very generous of them. And so at the barbecue, DJ Terror will be giving away 2 tickets for his Sunset Empire State of the Mind party.
Oh, man. This has a lot of giveaways. That's good.
And at the barbecue, VAT Day coming up in December.
Yes.
So part of our sponsors, we have the banks on board and the financial institutions like SKCCU, CIBC, Caribbean, the Bank of Nevis, Republic Bank, TDC Financial Services. We also have TDC Insurance. And at the event, you're going to have displays by all the major dealerships, car dealerships in St. Kitts Nevis. So you have CNC Auto Services, TDC, Horsworth. So you identify your car, identify your financing, all in time for VAT Day.
So you can do all of that before VAT Day?
Correct.
Is the collaboration with the leading car vehicle dealerships in the country, is this something that you do every year, or this is something new
This is
year?
something new.
Okay.
How we recognize it's coming close to that day. We said, let's do it. It's like a true car rally.
Yeah.
So everything is cars.
Okay.
And at the event, we already have a few that signed up. We'll have some unique cars on display.
Yeah, I saw
some
the car
very
show.
antiques and so forth. So that, it's fun for the entire family. Come out, look at the cars. Very affordable meal, as you know. $25 for barbecue, fish, chicken, pork, rice and peas. The whole works, the usual. And cold drinks will be there. We also will have some tastings from Carib Brewery, and we might have some tastings from some other companies. So come out. It's a lot to see at the barbecue, but we'd like persons to please sign up for the car rally. Please register your team. You have a chance to win 5,000 hard cash. We're not asking you to come back and give it to us. This is money in your pocket.
Yeah, exactly. See, she told you the amount. I was withholding the amount because I wanted her to tell you about the big cash prize. So now you know what it is. So as she said, between 4, it's better share than 50. But who knows? If you're a team of 50, still come along.
Yeah, our team of 2. That's 2,500 each.
We're bringing it down to 2. Now, we know when people spend money, they want to know what is the money used for. So what will the proceeds from this event be used to it?
So it's for all the Rotary charitable initiatives, including the refurbishment of the Rotary House, where we're going to end the event.
Okay.
So that Rotary House, from there, we'll be able to launch all our I'm not sure if you're familiar. I'm sure you must be familiar. The annual prostate screening, which we do, which is all things are provided free of cost.
Yes.
We fly all the specialists. The men get checked out from HIV tests, blood work, pressure, in addition to the prostate screening.
Yes.
They actually have the physical examination plus the blood work done, all free of cost. So it's a complete health check when they leave.
Yes.
We also do care packages, at least 3 per year too, and we get the list from the government, and we try to target the most indigent, the most in need.
Yes.
We also do a foster children care party, and all these are annual. I wouldn't want to call events, but activities of Rotary. We also do the card in home, where we have Christmas, we give them a Christmas lunch. But in addition to those things, we actually do like disaster relief. We have Interact, Rotaract. We support, mentorship programs. And in fact, again, with refurbishment of the Rotary House, we'll be able to get into more of those mentorship sort of programs.
Indeed.
Also, in relation, just to give you an example, 2 weeks ago, actually about 3 weeks ago, we just finished a very exciting project with the Disability Association, where they came to us and they indicated they want more employable skills. So we actually did a 6-week course in Windows and made them computer literate.
Oh, nice.
And they all got certificates.
Nice.
So those are just some of the activities we do. We do more than that.
Okay.
But the ones I gave you are the ones that we do every single year.
Okay, good stuff. Happy to hear. I think we would have touched everything, so let us just remind the listeners, home and abroad, yes, if you're abroad, you can contribute. You can send us a little something on JAD. We'll appreciate that as well. Just remind them of the event, the time of the event, where they can register.
So it is this Saturday. We ask you to register early, secure your spots very early. You could register. You could tell me the site.
So we're going to start with online. It's https://events.jad.cash/carnival car rally 25 /. Okay? And that's on JAD. That's one of the ways you can register. This registration is open, so go and register now.
And also, you can come on the day of the event at Frigate Bay Lawn from 9:30 in the morning. Please know that everybody start time is 10:30, so please come 9:30 to register, because of course you don't want to be last, because then less chances for you to win the $5,000. And again, 5,000 hard cash. There is second prize win of $1,000 to the prize win of $500. But once you register, you automatically win. You already won a gift bag from Goldmine Jewelry Store.
Yeah. All right, and remember there are other prizes, costumes to be won, costumes to be refunded if you would have already bought your costumes. And you heard we're in the sold out section, Ultra, XS, Extreme, and Red Devil. So come out.
And the barbecue, there are 2 tickets to just for attending. There are 2 tickets being given away for the Sunset Empire State of Mind party.
That's DJ Terror event, and we know when he puts out an event, And remember, he's sponsoring too, so come out and support.
Thank you, Constance.
You're welcome. So unite for good with the Rotary Club of St. Kitts. Go and support. Remember, $250 per team. Dress up the vehicles, dress up yourselves, come out, have fun, support a good cause.
Thank you, Constance. And
welcome.
if you can't be in the rally, come to the barbecue.
Exactly. $25 only.
Well, there's no entrance fee, just to say, $25 for the meals.
Yes, for the meals. Yeah, thanks for clearing that up, Gary Ann. So listeners, go out and support.
Check it out. The island's biggest adventure hits the road on Saturday, November 22nd, 2025.
It's the Rotary Club of St. Kitts Carnival Car Rally. Fun, prizes, and community spirit collide. Starting at Frigate Bay Lawn at 9:30 a.m., ending with a mouth-watering barbecue and car show at Rotary House, Portland from 12 p.m.
Win up to $5,000 in cash and carnival costumes packages.
All registered teams get gift bags from Goldmine Jewelry Store.
Check out new rides from CNC, TDC, and SL Horsfords.
With financing from Republic Bank, CIBC Caribbean, the Bank of Nevis, SKCCU, TDC Financial Services, and insurance from TDC Insurance.
Party with DJ Taro and DJ Smudge with Sunset Ticket giveaways.
So grab your crew, decorate your ride, and hit the road for a cause. Team registration, $250. Barbecue, $25 per meal. Be there to win.
WINN is 98.9. 98.9 is Win FM.
The right time, right ride, right now at Horsefoot's Automotive. Buy now or reserve for VAT discount days. Friday, December 12th and Saturday, December 20th. And get our lowest rates ever. Plus, enjoy up to $17,000 on select models. No VAT and no down payment. Drive away with finance with Horsefoots and get free bill of sale. Free servicing for 12 months. Free registration, free tinting, and even free groceries or gas for 3 months. Because the right time is here for the right vehicle with the right deal right now. Visit Horsefoots Automotive right now. Drive smart. Drive Horsefoots. Terms and conditions apply.
Mom, the Christmas cookies are ready. Leave them right here under the tree for...
For Santa or for CIBC Caribbean? 'Tis the season for dreams to come true. Whether it's a house, land, vehicle, or upgrading your home, CIBC Caribbean can support your dreams with the financing you need. Enjoy incredible cashback deals with mortgages and land loans. Plus, your approved loan gives you a chance to win up to US $5,000. Apply now at www.cibccaribbean.com/sweeten the season. Terms and conditions apply.
9 in our studio. Quint, anything you wish to bring to the fore? Quint?
I'm kind of.
Okay.
You know,
all right. Let me play something that I have here. Okay, give me 1 second. Let me pull it up.
Are the following military assets: 3 Arleigh Burke-class destroyers, the USS Lake Erie, a Ticonderoga-class guided missile cruiser, the USS Newport News, a nuclear attack submarine with torpedoes and tomahawks, the USS Iwo Jima, an amphibious assault ship equipped with a flight deck for F-35s, Ospreys, and attack helicopters, the MV Ocean Trader, a floating base designed for special operations, Reaper drones, Harriet jets, a 5th-generation fighters. But this is not all. The largest aircraft carrier ever built, the USS Gerald R. Ford, is on its way right now from the Mediterranean. This means we will see upwards of an additional 24 Super Hornets and 24 additional F-35s. This warship will be accompanied by 3 additional destroyers, bringing at least 10 of America's best naval warships within striking distance of Caracas. All told, there will be more than 400 missiles and other vertical launch systems on Nicolas Maduro's doorstep. 115 Tomahawks alone, with an additional 70 coming with the Ford. Are we supposed to believe that this is only about striking speedboats? Because if it walks like a military buildup and talks like a military buildup, it might just very well be a military buildup. Today in the Caribbean.
And that was Democratic U.S. Senator from California as he addresses Trump's administrative massive military buildup around Venezuela, and that is coming from Rick Burke's Facebook page. And as we continue along, I am really hoping that nothing erupts, because we might say, oh, it's far away from us, but I have loved ones right next door. I'm sure we all have family somewhere in Venezuela as well, and we don't want anything to happen to them. So I'm really hoping that CARICOM and all the leaders from around the world can let their voices be heard, because there's, other than letting our voices be heard, I don't think there's much we can do. It's always talks that help us to quell situations that are happening. So I really hope that nothing erupts when it comes to Venezuela and the U.S., because as you heard for yourself what the senator just said. Caller, good morning. You're live on Island T.
Good morning, lady. How are you?
I'm good. Yourself?
I'm fine. I am calling because of the tape you just played. Last Friday, I haven't heard your counterpart voice this morning. And I'm on the road, so I don't know if he was a little quiet. He's there.
Yeah, he's there. He
But
just was
in the-
fixing some stuff.
At the end of the program, he said that I had agreed with him on some of the issues that he was raising, which is so far from the truth. Because if he had to go back and play the tape like I did several times, he will realize that they know when you're going to read what he said.
I don't recall. Hello, caller. I don't recall that I said that you agreed.
Good morning, Quint.
Yes,
Good morning.
I don't recall that I said that you agreed, because I remember when you were speaking, I interjected, and if I'm correct, if my memory serves me right, I told you that I vehemently disagreed with what you were putting forward. So for you to now come today and say that I said that
Quint,
there was
what
an
I'm going to ask you
agreement.
to do, Quint, and I'm going to move forward, is to go back and play the end of your session on Friday. And then you will hear what your final comments were. But that's quite all right.
Well, caller, if I said that I agreed with something, it would not have been with you. It would have been with someone else, because remember, we have different callers at different points.
Okay, so let's leave that until you replay the tape. If you get a chance to do that at the end of your session, and if you want, you could feel free to comment and say, well, oh, you did say that, but that's not what you meant, or just leave it like that. I didn't hear your voice this morning, and so I didn't know you were there. I really wanted to let you know that that is not what what you said, it was not what I didn't agree with. You didn't agree with some of the things I said, and I didn't agree with what you comment. But the build-up, let me go back to what I started on Friday. The build-up in the South Caribbean, the Venezuela thing is just a minor issue. Because you may know, or you may not know, you may have played, or you may not have played tapes, documentaries on the proposed military exercise that should have begin to take place in Guyana, maybe later this year or early next year. I think in Venezuela. And what the Trump is doing is to make sure that they don't have anything like the Cuban Missile Crisis. We hadn't had so much news outlet, only the Voice of America and BBC we had then. So much people didn't know about what was happening. But because we have so many different type of news outlets, we're hearing that the U.S. built up so and so and so and so, is building up so and so and so. But we're not hearing. And of course they wouldn't say it, and of course I would agree with that, they wouldn't say it. That it is because of a potential collusion military exercise between some of the greater powers and Venezuela. So it has nothing to do. Well, the drug part is part of it, maybe. But the most important, the biggest part of it is to make sure that military build-up doesn't take place. I don't know if you listen to their latest outline news that they're going to start the military exercise. Starting a military exercise means that they're controlling the airspace in the area. We know that a Russian cargo plane came from Russia a couple of weeks ago, and it didn't fly the normal route. It went far around, came around Africa, and came under South America, and get into Venezuela. I mean, it shouldn't happen. It shouldn't happen. So what I want you to do is not to play the things that you like. Caller. Yes, Doc.
Caller. You seem to be very confrontational. You seem to be more concerned with being confrontational with me than dealing with facts. That very same statement that you just made about the plane flying in and coming through, I played a clip concerning that. So what you're saying that America is supposed to build up and no one is supposed to do anything to defend. You're not supposed to have allies. That is what you're saying?
Oh, well, it's the first time in my life, but it's the first time in my life I was ever told I'm confrontational.
But that is the impression I'm getting with you.
Hold on. I gave you a chance to speak. I'm just telling you that you must not play the things that you like and that you believe in.
But I told you, I just told you that I played clips.
And you don't, in my opinion, you don't play some of the things that other sides are hearing.
Caller, that was me that played the clip just now. That wasn't Quinn.
I know you did. You did that just now. And I was when you started playing, I said, "Oh my gosh, this lady probably playing something that the gentleman left, but he he's there, so that's quite fine." So
you see what I'm saying?
I don't want to be classified as confrontational. It is the first time in my life that I have been ever classified as confrontational.
Well, people can hear you and come to their own conclusions.
I'll be quiet and let you make your point, but I'm not confrontational. But I'm going to leave it, and I'm going to leave this, and next couple of weeks, next couple of months, the people would see that what I was saying was not confrontational. What I was saying is the truth, and some things are being hidden from us. Now, there's another thing I want to bring up. And since you're there, Quinn, I would like to bring it up. Quite often on your show, you're talking about the colonial people who did this to us and who did that to us and who prevented us from going forward and a lot of different things. I can't call all or put into perspective everything you've said. But it's about the colonial operations they had back then to us. And you're referring to our people. I'm saying that there should be more coming out of this radio station than that. Matthew, what has happened has happened. And I say this, there's no white person today who comes to St. Kitts and the Caribbean whose father or mother did anything to us. And that is what, that is as far as I'm going to say. We have our black people in St. Kitts and Nevis and in the Caribbean that we need to not look back, but look forward. What are we doing to advance ourselves? What are we doing to make sure that what happened back then does not happen again? We're talking about our land, which is our prize, our land, and how we are giving away, we are selling out our land to different people. But listen, if we don't tell the younger folks, if we don't continue to educate the population that it is important to hold on to what you have, I believe that every day, the song by King Arrow, citizens, let's unite and stand up for our rights, must be played in our schools after every devotion. They must play that song. That song must play on all national radio, because we have to be sensitized that what we have is ours. And if we, the people, decide that we are going to hold on and hold out, there's no government past a government going to come who is going to give away, sell out what we have without an agreement with us. And that is the thing. There are so many things that our people need to know, need to learn. When you go into a pharmacy in St. Kitts, how many kitchens are pharmacists? And it's no fault of the pharmacy owners. But we have to begin to tell our people that there's more that we can get out of our education than just being a lawyer or just working in somebody's office. There's so many wide areas that our people who are well bright can go into. But then we don't know. The children don't know.
Caller.
It is not being pushed.
Caller.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
sir.
I think in that, I know there are other professions being pushed, but those professions that you mentioned are the one that persons aspire to. Most of their parents would have already spoken it over their lives. You're going to become this, you're going to become that. And we can't tell people which route to take. I know there's an overwhelming numbers in the professions that you mentioned, but that's what they want to do.
But we did,
because they're paying for their own education to
but
go
caller,
to study
again, you seem to be making statements without. I would assume that you listen to the programs, and if you listen to the programs, then you would understand. Then you hello.
Yes, when I get a chance, I do listen.
Okay, so myself and Cartensia, we speak on those issues all the time. Yeah. I mean, for you to say as if though we're, and in terms of our colonial past, are you saying that we should just not speak about it?
Never. I'm saying that we should look forward. We should begin to educate our people on what we can do. Give them a better perspective of what we can do.
But that is what we do.
The past is important. The past is important. But there is no white man nowhere in England do me anything. And therefore, I am not going to look back on what his grandparents, great-grandparents did. I'm going to make sure that he doesn't come and do likewise. And that is what we need to tell our people. Hold on to what you have, look forward, develop what you have, and it is yours. We have other companies coming in the same Kitts.
That's what we do all
business,
the time.
But how many of our
that is why we push so much
places,
against this thing.
How many of our business places gone out? How many TVs do you find in St. Lucia? How many companies you have outside of St. Kitts in Trinidad? But you have those companies coming in, and we are just accepting them. We're just accepting them. So we have to begin to tell our people every day to try to build up yourself, try to look at different areas, try to make sure that what you have you hold on to and build on it. Education.
Well, we preach that.
Education. I'm not talking about looking back. Looking back, you can't forget your history. You will never forget your history. But I don't believe that we should be dwelling on it every day.
Caller, I hear you. I've been very patient in listening to you.
Thank you.
The only conclusion I can come to, and this is my own assessment, it seems to me that you are one of those black individuals. I would assume that you're black like myself, but it seems like, this is my opinion, that you are one of those black individuals who feel that We should never ruffle the feathers of the descendants of our foreparents. We should never remind them that we remember what was done to our foreparents in the past. We should love them, that part I agree, and we should embrace them and move forward with them. Those parts I agree. But in also embracing them and loving them, if it is going to be a mutual love affair, then they must also be reminded that we are in this position that we are presently because of what their foreparents did to our foreparents. And while we aspire, because Hortensia has aspired, I have aspired, I have children who are aspiring. We, on a daily basis, when we come here, tell people to aspire, but telling them to aspire does not mean that we are not going to tell them of the dastardly things that was done to our foreparents and that has retarded our growth.
But I for sure always encourage people to go into different career paths and all these things. So, caller, I never just tell them to stick to one thing. And what I played just now was to show, as I said, this gentleman is a Democratic senator. He was saying, okay, Mr. Trump is telling us one thing, but all those machines that we see going over there mean something else. So it's not that he's saying it's for good. The Democratic senator is not agreeing with the fact that all those machines are over there just to get rid of little narco boats.
And you see what his conclusion was?
That's
that I
all.
left.
So
His conclusion
isn't anything
was
that I like.
His conclusion was that I left it for you to play, and you were playing. I didn't even know.
Quint is not on Facebook. That's first thing. And I'm not just defending him because we work together. He's not on Facebook, so sometimes I can't even share these things with Quint. If I get in at a decent time, I'll stop there and say, so what's happening? What's being spoken about? And we chop up together there and then, but we don't share things prior to work and all of that.
Yeah.
No, we don't collaborate like that. Myself and Quint don't collaborate like that.
You know something? Mr. Quint, you have the mic, and you have most of the times the opportunity to give your opinion and to say what you have to say. When another person has spoken, during the time they're speaking and even after, you have the opportunity to put in your piece, what you feel, what you think, the interpretation of what the person said. But I can tell you that there are a lot of times you are wrong. Like, no. There are a lot of times that you are wrong. And I don't want to continue this because I don't want to be confrontational with you or anybody else.
Caller, I want you to be specific in what you feel I am wrong with presently.
Mr. Quint, your comments just now on what I said, you said, and again, that is based on how you feel. Like I said, you're the one with the mic. You normally will make your comments in between, and you make your comments after, and so therefore you have the final say. But there are times, and quite a few times too, that when you have the final say, you don't have the final say with what the person was saying, and that is so. It's just my presentation just now, but.
But I ask you, caller, you just said, like, no, you are wrong, Quint. That was your statement. Like, no, Quint, you are wrong. And I asked you to be specific as to what no I am wrong with. Is it you feel that I am wrong with the buildup of the U.S. in the Caribbean and that?
No.
What?
No. You said, which was so wrong. You don't even know who you're talking to. I am what you call a social democrat. And you're so wrong because you're saying that I seem to be one of the black persons who agree, who want to love up those who have done us harm in the past, who want to this and who want to that. And that comment, Mr. Quint,
but I said it.
So unjust.
But I said it because of the statements you were making. I never make a statement out of a vacuum. Any statement I make comes from from
Your
what an
interpretation.
individual. No, from
Your
yes,
interpretation.
it comes from you said, and you were very adamant that we should forget about the past. That's where your emphasis was. We should get about because there's not one because there's not one white man.
I have not said that. I said we cannot forget our history. I said more than once, more than twice.
You said we should.
During
You
my
said
presentation, we should not forget our history.
Caller, you said we should forget about the past where the white is concerned because not one white individual has done to us what we're saying has been done to us. That is what you said.
Okay. All right, Mr. Quint, we're gonna agree to disagree, and it's almost 10 o'clock, so I will let you do your final wrap up, or whoever else want to call him. But that's not how it is.
Anyway.
But it's all good.
It's all good.
All right.
Bear in mind, I hold no animosity towards you. I respect your opinion.
I don't carry those weights either, Mr. Quint.
Okay, just as long as we're clear on that.
Yes, we're clear on that, and I could always call back on something that you put forward if it's good, or if it's bad. If I get a chance, I can always call back.
You can.
There's nothing between us. I'm not too sure if I know who you are. Your voice sounds like somebody I know, but I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure. The person who I know with that voice, I haven't been close to them in years. I can't say I know who you are.
Okay.
I really can't walk up to you and say good morning, Mr. Quint.
Okay.
I really can't do that.
Okay.
But the voice sounds familiar.
Okay.
The voice sounds very, very familiar.
Okay, so, then. Have a good day.
Continue your program. I'll be listening again on the other program if you're on the other program.
Yes.
Thank you, caller.
Hello, caller. We're almost out of time,
Yes.
but I'll let you be very brief.
Good morning, good morning, dear Quint, man.
Yes.
Morning.
Yeah, very, very interesting exchange
Be
there,
very
but
brief. Be very
need
brief,
some-
Burl.
Let's pick this up another day, man.
Yes.
That was very interesting exchange, and we needed some more time to engage.
Yes.
But we cannot just forget our history, bro. We can't do that.
Okay.
And I'll leave it there. Thanks.
Okay.
All right.
Let me see if I can squeeze in this other call. Okay, we lost that. We're gonna have to call it quits because we have another program that is going to be coming up. Hortensia, welcome back and continue to have a great day. Today was
too.
rather interesting.
Oh,
huh?
boy.
Voices has a new time. Starting Friday, January 24, tune in from 10 to 12 on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays for Voices right after Island Tea on WinFM. Money Matters with Dr. Terrence Martin moves to Monday afternoons from 1 to 2 p.m. Inside the News on Saturday mornings, now 10 to 12 noon. Tune in to WinFM 98.9. Log on to winmediaskn.com and our YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch pages. And let's go. Keep up with the news on our website and by following our Win Media SKN channel on WhatsApp. Message your comments or call WinFM at 466-0989, 662-0989, or call our U.S. numbers from anywhere, 718-285-6984, 305-921-4619, and call our sales office at 466-9586. Voices, now 10 to 12 a.m. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Money Matters, 1 to 2 p.m. Monday afternoon. And Inside the News, Saturdays, 10 to 12 noon on WinFM 98.9.
Tell me, baby, what we gonna do? I'll make it easy, got a lot to lose. Watch the sunlight coming through. Oh, Let me take you where you never go. Have a little fun, it's the only way we know. Let me show you what you never see. You know how to